Identity verified. You have entered SYB3R. I am JAX, your guide into the breach. What the threat reports don't publish, what the breach notifications don't disclose, what the underground already knows. Delivered cold, delivered precise. No filters, no reassurance, just the signal, initializing transmission. You never saw the attack coming, because it arrived as a phone call from someone who sounded exactly like your CEO. Then the call became a video. A finance employee in Hong Kong sat on a conference call with the CFO. 5 other colleagues were on the screen. Every face was familiar. Every voice was right. The employee authorized 15 transfers, $25.6 million. None of the people on that call were real. I am JAX. This is SYB3R. Transmission begins now. January 2024, Hong Kong. The target was an employee in the finance department of the engineering firm Arup, a multinational, tens of thousands of staff. It began with a message, a request from the company's UK-based CFO, a confidential transaction, urgent. The employee was suspicious. The request felt wrong, so a video conference was arranged. On that call, the CFO and several other colleagues. Every participant looked correct. Every participant sounded correct. The suspicion dissolved. The employee followed instructions. This is confirmed by Hong Kong police, documented in their public briefing. But here is the detail that should stop you cold. The employee was the only human on that call. Every other face was generated. How do you fake an entire room of people in real time, convincingly enough to move millions? You fake a room with synthetic video. A deep fake is a face reconstructed by a machine, trained on images and footage of a real person. The system learns the geometry of a face, the way it moves, the way light falls across it. Then it generates new frames, frames that never happened. A person saying words they never said. In the Arup case, the attackers did not need to invent these executives. The executives were public figures, their faces, their voices, already online. Corporate websites, conference recordings, interviews, investor presentations. Every public appearance is training data. The more visible a person is, the easier they are to reconstruct. Leadership is the most visible tier in any company. The CEO is the most filmed person in the building, which makes the CEO the easiest face to forge, and the face was only half of it. The voice was the other half. Voice cloning is the more advanced weapon because it needs almost nothing to work. Modern voice synthesis can reconstruct a person's voice from a very short sample. Seconds of clean audio, not minutes. A voicemail greeting, a podcast clip, a few sentences from an earnings call. That is enough to capture the timbre, the cadence, the accent, the pauses. Once the model has the voice, it can say anything. Type a sentence. The cloned voice speaks it. Calm, authoritative, indistinguishable. This is not theoretical. The FBI has issued public warnings about AI voice cloning used in CEO and CFO fraud. Confirmed cases, real losses. In 2019, criminals used a cloned voice of a chief executive to authorize a fraudulent transfer of €220,000. One of the first documented AI voice heists. The voice arrives before the video, but neither is the first move. The first move happens weeks earlier, and the victim never sees it. Here is where the pattern breaks. You have been told this is a technology attack. Cloned faces, synthetic voices, machine learning. It is not. The technology is the final step. The attack begins with research. Before a single frame is generated, the attackers study the target organization. Who reports to whom? Who approves transfers? When the CFO travels? How they write emails? This is open source intelligence. built entirely from public information: LinkedIn, press releases, social media, annual reports, conference agendas. They learn the rhythm of the company. They learn the language of its leadership. They learn exactly who has the authority to move money and who can be pressured. The deep fake is just the delivery system. The real weapon is knowing precisely which human to target and when. They are not hacking your network. They are studying your org chart. And the most dangerous part is what they do with the timing. The timing is engineered for urgency. Reconstruct the Arup call. Slowly. The request comes framed as confidential, a secret acquisition, a sensitive deal, something that cannot be discussed openly, something that explains the secrecy. The employee cannot verify it through normal channels. That is the point. The scenario is designed to bypass the normal channels. Then the video call, the familiar faces, the familiar voices, authority on the screen, pressure applied with calm precision. Every human instinct says this is real. The face is right. The voice is right. The context explains the urgency. The pressure says do not delay. The employee was not careless. The employee was overwhelmed by signals that every part of the human brain is wired to trust. We verify identity with faces and voices. The attack weaponized exactly that. So the transfers began. 25.6 million US dollars. Not one transfer, 15. Across 15 separate transactions, the employee moved the funds to 5 different Hong Kong bank accounts. This is confirmed by Hong Kong police. Think about that number again. 15 transactions. 15 separate moments where the employee could have stopped, could have questioned, could have walked down the hall. But the deception held across all of them, because the verification had already happened. On the video call with the fake executives, once the brain accepts an identity as real, it stops rechecking. The hard part is the first acceptance. After that, compliance is automatic. The money left the company, the accounts received it, and then the funds began to disperse. The question now is the one that defines every fraud of this kind. How long until anyone noticed? The discovery came later. In these schemes, discovery almost never happens during the transfer. It happens after, when the real executive is finally reached through a real channel. In the Arup case, the employee eventually checked with the company's head office. That is when the truth surfaced. The CFO had never made the request. The video call had never happened. By then, the money was gone, distributed across accounts, moving through the laundering pipeline. This is the brutal economics of the Deep Fake Heist. The fraud completes in minutes. The discovery takes hours or days. The recovery window is almost always closed. Hong Kong police confirmed no arrests at the time of disclosure. The case was made public as a warning. Arup confirmed it was the target. A global firm, sophisticated, well-resourced, still compromised, which raises the harder question. If they had no protocol for this, who does? Almost no one does. That is the gap. Every company has a process to verify a password, a process to verify a login, a process to verify a document signature. Almost no company has a process to verify that the human on the call is human. We built our entire trust model around the assumption that a face and a voice are proof of identity. For all of human history, they were. That assumption is now obsolete, and most organizations have not updated it. The verification gap is not technical, it is procedural. There is no step in the approval chain that asks, is this person real? Because until recently, the question was absurd. The attackers understand this perfectly. They are not breaking your security controls. They are operating in the space where you never built any. A wire transfer requires approvals and passwords. It does not require proof that the executive demanding it actually exists. That is the door they walk through. The countermeasures exist. They are early. Detection companies are building tools to identify synthetic media. Vendors like Pindrop analyze voice calls for the subtle artifacts that cloning leaves behind. Liveness detection asks the person on camera to perform an action in real time. Turn the head, respond to an unexpected prompt. Real-time deepfakes still struggle with this, but detection is a reactive race. The generators improve, the detectors adapt, the generators improve again. This is why the strongest defense is not technical. It is procedural, a code word, a phrase known only to the real executives, spoken aloud to confirm identity, a callback, hang up, dial the known number, verify through a channel the attacker does not control. The technology that detects the fake will always lag behind the technology that creates it, which is why the trend line should concern you. Right now, this attack requires resources. It takes skill to build a convincing real-time deepfake. It takes preparation, computing power, time spent gathering intelligence. The Arup heist was not cheap to execute. That is the only thing currently limiting it. But every barrier is falling. The tools are getting cheaper. The models are getting faster. The training data required is shrinking. What requires a skilled team today will require a single operator tomorrow. What costs real money today will be a subscription service soon. This is the trajectory of every cyber weapon. It starts as a capability held by specialists. It ends as a commodity sold to anyone. The Deep Fake Heist is following that exact curve. Today, it targets the largest transfers at the largest companies. Tomorrow, it scales to automated calls at volume, against everyone. The Arup case is not the peak of this threat. It is the early prototype, the version that still required experts. That version is already obsolete. What actually works? First, callback verification. Any urgent transfer request, no matter how convincing the face or voice, gets verified by calling back on a known trusted number, not the number that called you. Second, code words. Establish a verbal passphrase known only to executives and finance leads. A synthetic voice can clone how someone sounds. It cannot know a secret it was never trained on. Third, payment controls. No single employee should be able to move large funds alone. Require multiple human approvals through separate channels. The Arup transfers went through one person. Fourth, awareness. Every employee who can move money must know this attack exists. A face on a screen is no longer proof. A voice on a call is no longer proof. The employee in Hong Kong was not foolish. They were targeted by a deception their training never warned them about. The defense is not better eyes or ears. The defense is refusing to trust either one alone. The deepfake heist is operational. The faces are forged, the voices are cloned, and the verification gap is wide open. But the countermeasure is simple: a second channel, a code word, a callback. The attack depends on you trusting what you see and hear in the moment. Refuse to. Verify everything that moves money. The technology to fake a person is here. The discipline to not trust a face is the only thing that stops it. Disconnect from the carrier node by hitting subscribe. Secure your perimeter before the next transmission drops. Stay dark. Stay vigilant. Next transmission. Your company's network access is already listed for sale. Your IT team does not know. The listing went up 3 weeks ago. Transmission complete. The breach is documented. The vector is confirmed. Subscribe to maintain access. Like to amplify the signal. Stay dark. Stay vigilant.